So how has your day been? What were you up to since morning?
Since morning, I did a few things. Like I studied for a while. After that, I had to go to a hospital. These days, I have a little bit excruciating pain in my back. And for that, I had to go to a doctor. I went to an orthopedist. There, he prescribed me some of the medications. And after that,
Hmm.
I got home, I got some sleep. And after
Hmm.
that, this session is happening.
Okay, very well. So did the doctor diagnose the problem? What is the cause behind the pain?
Ma'am, I went to a government hospital. There, he did not tell me many things. I told him that I have got some pain in my back. After that, he just wrote me some medicine. That's it.
Some painkillers, that's all?
Yes, yes, right.
Okay, so has this been a chronic problem with you? Like, have you been experiencing this pain for many days, or is it something that happened just recently?
Yes, it has been happening almost for 6 or 7 months.
6 or 7 months. So, have you been taking professional medical help over
No,
these
earlier
months?
no, ma'am. Earlier I was taking for granted, and it
Okay.
happened. I went to the gymnasium there. I lifted some heavy weight, and because of that, it happened. I had a lot of pain in my back. I came home there. I used some move or something, and then I was relieved for some time.
Hmm.
And a few days later, I started hitting the gym. I started doing some exercise. Then
Okay.
I had the same pain. Yes. So these are the things.
Okay. Did the doctor prescribe any tests, maybe just to check the underlying concern, or they just gave you the
Nay,
painkillers and sent you off?
ma'am, I got an extra done by myself. I went to a person and he's into like X-ray and something. And I went to him. I told him I have pain in this part of my back. And
The
from
lower
there,
part.
yes, right. And then yes, he did an X-ray, and in X-ray there wasn't anything. So
Okay.
it's like that.
I really hope that you recover soon. Please take care of your health. Don't overexert yourself, correct? And before doing any kind of exercise, tell your trainer that I'm facing this issue, so give me the exercises accordingly. Don't randomly pick heavy weights. It might, you know, make the problem severe. So just
Right.
control that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then. Fine. Let's get started with the session.
Yes, sure.
So, how often do you use social media applications in 24 hours? So, are you constantly on your mobile phone or very rarely?
No, ma'am. I do use social media at times,
Hmm.
and one of the reasons is that I have been a YouTuber. In
Mm-hmm.
order to check my subscribers, in order to check my views, I
Mm-hmm.
do check YouTube. Apart from YouTube, I also do the same. I upload the same videos on Instagram. So there I also
Okay.
use it. Yes. And these days I feel that everyone is addicted to using social media. Either it is Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. So I'm also one of them. I do use it a lot.
Absolutely. I think the internet and social media, they've become an indispensable part of our
Correct.
lives.
Correct. Yes.
And I also feel that's the reason why we have to take a bit of a digital detox in between, where we are saying no to the internet maybe for a day or two. Have you ever tried going on a digital detox?
Ma'am, I'm not really aware of that, but what I do is I make a promise to myself, okay, for
Hmm.
this long I'm not going to touch my phone.
Hmm.
But this rarely happens. And I'm not able to control myself. After 10 minutes, after 15 minutes,
Hmm.
something tells me, okay, you are missing something. You have not checked your phone for a very long time. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I end up checking my phone. And whenever I use my phone, I always keep one thing in mind that, okay, I'm going to use my phone for 5 minutes or
Yeah.
for 10 minutes. But
Hmm.
I don't know when time passes and I end up using my phone almost for half an hour. and
Mm-hmm.
I really do not realize the time. I usually get lost in that. So I think, ma'am, it is a kind of trap that everyone wants to come out, but like we have guilty pleasure doing this.
Yes.
First, yeah, we know that we are like we are not doing something right, and we are
Yeah.
digging our own grave. But after some time, every day we repent and we won't feel good after using social media. We do not get anything. What I want to say is, apparently, we do not get anything.
Mm-hmm.
We indeed waste our time. We indeed waste our considerable time there.
It depends on the kind of content that you watch. For example, let's say you like watching educational content. You make content related to English speaking. So if somebody is watching your videos, that won't be considered a waste of time because they are learning something out of it. But if you are mindlessly scrolling and watching some random video which has got nothing to do with our lives, nothing with self improvement, I think then it's a huge waste of time. So we have to use it very wisely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Here I would like to elucidate it
Yeah.
that we always have this thinking. Okay, I'm going to watch a specific video for improving my communication skills or for
Mhm.
cooking for whatever interest we have in. But
Yes.
whenever we open YouTube, we know that there are a lot of videos which we end up watching, and we really do not have any control. We waste a lot of time watching those videos. If someone is watching my video,
Hmm.
that person might learn something from that, but there are a lot of ads on YouTube. Like if any movie is going to be released, that promotion would be on my ad or on my video. So there they watch, and that clip is going to be for a few seconds. That
Yeah.
person will go to the primary link of that video and will
Mm-hmm.
waste his time there. Like that trailer can be for 3 minutes or for 4 minutes. So like this, if that person watches that video, and under that video there are going to be multiple videos related to that, that's how people waste their time. I also do the same when I want to learn something from YouTube. I always tell myself, okay, I'm going to work on my pronunciation, I'm going to work on vocabulary or something like that. Whenever I
Hmm.
open, I only do not have videos related to English. I have videos for entertaining myself on YouTube.
Absolutely, it's there. I got your
Like,
point, right? But
yes,
then we're all adults, right? The difference between us and children, mostly that I've observed, is that we have a better control over our actions. So if we feel like we are straying away from what we are supposed to do, we have to pull ourselves back. We have that power. That's what I feel. And for me personally, entertainment is good. Entertainment is not completely a waste of time unless we are overdoing it, as you mentioned. One
yeah,
video leads to another, that leads to another, so then it's like a chain reaction. But then I feel like we are all adults, right? We need to exercise self control. We need to exercise discipline. Like, hey, Megha, you're watching too many of these videos. It's time to stop and go back to what you were doing. So we have to control our actions. And I think we are capable of doing it, right? So it
yes,
depends on how we
yes.
utilize and how much self control we have. It depends on a lot of things, right?
But
And
very few people have self control.
they have to work on it. Whoever doesn't, if there is any adult who says that they have no self control, they should work on it. It's a skill. It won't come overnight. You have to keep talking to yourself, you have to keep motivating yourself, you have to keep scolding yourself. Only then it will
Right.
come. That's how it is. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So are
And
you
ma'am, there
somebody who's
isn't
very strict?
one thing that, yes, I would also say one thing that it is not only about YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Once I control myself for YouTube, okay, I'm going to check YouTube only for 10 minutes or only for 15 minutes. After
Hmm.
that, I have other applications. I have Instagram to check. I have Facebook to check. If I have other applications to use, there I would also go. So that's how the days spent. That's how hours are wasted.
Hmm. So yeah, absolutely. That happens
And
to
WhatsApp
most
is
of.
also there, ma'am. Yes, what we do, we unnecessarily check WhatsApp. We do not have anything to do there. Sometimes we check people's statuses, and we know that whenever we watch their statuses, they are insignificant. After that,
Mhm.
if we do not have anything to check, we do check people's profile. Okay, what picture that this person has now on his or her, like. mobile or number.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Self control is not just related for YouTube, it's related to all your actions, not even to the internet. Whether it's eating, good habits, how much time we spend on the internet, it's something that you have to exercise throughout the day, right?
Hmm.
Because social media and the internet, it's very addictive. I completely agree with you. Everything looks so glittery and glamorous, and your attention
Yeah,
automatically goes in that direction. But the mind is a monkey. We have to keep pulling it back and be like, no,
right.
this is not good, come back, come back.
Yeah.
So we have to keep pulling it back.
Yes,
And
correct.
yeah, so do you think there needs to be an age? What is the best age for somebody to start using the internet? Because now even the education system in a lot of schools, they share homeworks, assignments, projects on WhatsApp groups, right? So do you
Yes.
feel there needs to be an age limit?
Ma'am, I don't think about the particular age, as you said that
Mhm.
these days we have a lot of things to do
Yeah.
with the help of internet.
Mm.
Children always use, or children always take the help from internet doing their homework. Sometimes they are given some task without internet, they are not able to do that. Sometimes parents are busy. If parents are
Mm.
there to lend them a hand, they can do it easily. But I don't feel there is a specific age, because everyone wants to be advanced. Everyone wants to learn new things. When we want to learn new things, we would get those things from internet, whatever
Yeah.
platform we have. And the age is not the concern, like is not the concerning thing. The point is that we, as you said, that we need to realize, we need to utilize it correctly,
Mm.
and we need to know what, how much time I'm going to spend on it.
Absolutely.
Yes, if
Absolutely. I
yes,
completely agree
if
with what
children are watching any videos on internet, so it should be the responsibility of parents. Okay, if they are doing their homework for 15 minutes, they must use their mobile phone. After that, their phone should be taken from them.
Hmm. Okay, yes. I think parental vigilance, parental discipline plays a very crucial role.
Yes.
Otherwise, even little children would end up getting addicted. But in reality, they need to spend a lot of time doing other things, especially studies, right? So they need to focus on studies a lot. Great answer. Good job. And another thing that I want to ask you is, people say there's a belief that because of internet we are able to connect with each other. But then if you notice carefully, in a room, when people are having dinner or lunch, everybody is on their phones and nobody is really talking to each other. So has internet connected us or disconnected us from each other?
Ma'am, I have discussed this earlier too, that
With whom?
it with
Somebody
with
else?
yes. And the point
Okay,
is
I
that
did.
yes,
Yeah.
mhm, it does bring people together. But what we do is, if I have a friend who is not in
Hmm.
touch with me, what I'll do, I'll drop him a message. I would like to have a plan with him. Okay, let's meet at this particular place and we would have the nice time there. Once that person comes to me, I'm very
Yes.
busy with my phone. I'm trying to make a plan with another friend. And
Hmm.
being there, I do not give importance. I do not spend the quality time. I'm very much busy with my phone. I think it does bring people together, but when we are together, then we do not spend time together exactly.
Yeah.
As you said that, when if I talk about the family members, if in my family there are 6 members, or whenever
Hmm.
it's the dinner time, or whenever time we come together to
Hmm.
spend some quality time there, after a particular time, we all are busy with their mobile phones. Even I have a younger brother. He has a very bad habit of using his phone. While eating, he uses his phone a lot. And at
Hmm.
times, I scold him, okay, it's not a good thing to do.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. So
Virtually,
have you?
virtually we make a lot of plans, but when we meet in real, there we do not talk, we do not have parties, and we do not like give importance to each other. This is what I experience.
Hmm. Okay. So have you discussed this topic, the internet, with somebody else, or just this particular
Not
question?
yes, this particular
Just
question, ma'am. Yes.
okay, okay, okay. Great then. I got worried that has there been a repetition.
No, no. If it were like this, I would have informed you earlier.
Oh yes, thank you so much for that. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I see a lot of people enjoying the activity of playing online games, video games, and stuff like
Yes,
that.
right.
So, are you also one of them? Do you enjoy this?
Ma'am, I barely play any games. I barely watch movies on mobile phone. I never ever
Hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the time when PUBG was in trend.
Hmm.
I guess every second person was into playing games, but
Mm-hmm.
I was never the part of it. I never played any games online or in my phone.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm always away from all these things. Yes.
Okay. Good for you. I mean, that's really good. And what do you do for entertainment? How do you manage to keep yourself entertained after a stressful day at work or a long day at home? So, what do you
Ma'am, when it comes to entertaining myself,
do?
I like to have a 40 wings. I like to sleep a lot that one of time. That's how I entertain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Else, I watch some of the reels on Instagram,
Hmm.
or I read things, or I do exercises.
Hmm.
That's how I entertain myself.
Okay, nice. And you said that you're on YouTube. So you have your own channel. So do you post only English content, or do you also vlog or post anything else on your channel?
Remember, I only upload English related videos. Apart from this, I have been into teaching. I have been running an institute where I give English spoken classes, where I help children to improve their communication skills. That's how I also improve my communication skills.
That's amazing. So what age group of children do you teach?
Ma'am, I almost have all classes of people, all kinds of children. Children, those who are school goers, and I have some students, those who are
Mhm.
already into colleges. Plus, I also have some of the students who are already working in companies or already employed.
Okay, that's great. I mean, so English, I think, is a necessity to everybody these days, whether it's school going children or working professionals. I think
Right.
English has become such an integral part of our life. So,
Yes.
have you segregated people in batches based on their age or their level of proficiency in English?
I do not have many students, to be very honest. I
Okay.
teach only 4 batches. So
Hmm.
whosoever comes, I start with the basics. I know
Okay.
what the level of that person is. If I know the level of that person, according to that, I try to teach that person. I try to impart my knowledge to him.
Hmm. Okay. Good for you. I mean, that's really nice. And did you prepare the syllabus all on your own, or do you refer to any book to teach students?
Yes, I do recommend a couple of books. For basic,
Hmm.
I have one book, or once the basic is clear, then I recommend the another book. And yes, I know what I need to teach first, and then second, and then that's how I have my own style of teaching.
Very well. That's nice. I think as a teacher, there are so many teachers who teach the same subject, but some teachers, the style of delivery, the style of teaching, that sets them apart from the rest. Correct.
Just right.
So
Yes,
that's
I agree.
very important. And do you hold a lot of extemporaries,
Yes,
storytelling, and such
yes.
activities in your session?
I teach from Monday to Friday. So I
Hmm.
have divided things from Monday to for 5 different days. On
Hmm.
Monday, we usually go for general conversation for discussions. On Friday, we do have a class for interview where
Okay.
we ask questions from each other.
Hmm.
Or if I feel that grammar is required, so in
Yes.
between I do teach grammar or extemporary, as you said, or storytelling is the part of that. Vocabulary is one of my favorite things to do.
Hey,
So
same here. I connect with you on that. It's one of my favorite things as well.
yes, vocabulary and idioms are also the integral part of my life. that
Uh-huh.
I try to teach them one or two or more than 10 idioms throughout the week.
Hmm.
Idioms,
Hmm.
and I also have my channel, and the name of my channel is Mr. Idiom. And the reason is
Mr.
that I'm Mr. Idiom.
Mr. Idiom. Wow, that's such a creative name.
Yes, yes, it is. Thank you. Yes, and it's very unique and a bit creative, as you said. And I have chosen the name of my channel because I feel that I'm a bit good at idioms. That's
Uh-huh.
why the name of, yes. Last time I did have a session with Oplani ma'am, or what I'm afraid to
Okay. You
pronounce
had a
her
session
name.
with the trainer. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there I was tested for my idioms. Or
Oh,
God be praised. Yes, I did quite well there.
amazing. The minute you said idioms, I also got super excited because, to be honest, vocabulary and idioms, learning new vocabulary and idioms, it's one of my favorite things to do when it comes
Yes.
to English
Yeah, ma'am.
language. I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel like I'm still a student. There is so much for me to learn every day. So that's how I
Yes.
feel.
Right. Yes. I
Yeah.
feel the same, ma'am. Yes.
Hmm. Thank you so much for revealing the fact that you are also a spoken English trainer. Because, to be honest, within the first 15 minutes of interacting with you, I was extremely impressed. I couldn't understand what you are doing in a spoken English class because the way you speak was already very good. So, when you told that you have a YouTube channel and you're also a teacher, then it made sense, right? Then it made sense.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
feel free to use the advanced level vocabulary and idioms that you know in your EnglishYaari sessions, because here you will be speaking with professionals. So you have that
Yes.
freedom to exercise all of your knowledge. So don't hold back. For example, instead of saying I stopped myself from doing it, you can say I refrained from doing that. Right?
Sure,
Instead
ma'am.
of saying I was thinking about doing XYZ, you can say I contemplated doing this. So
Yes.
whatever advanced vocabulary that you know, my feedback to you after this session is if you have the potential, showcase it, right? This stage is yours. So EnglishYaari is a platform where you showcase your English speaking talents without any hesitation, without any shyness. Go for it. We are very excited to see your
Yes.
talent.
Yes. I know all of you like the back of my hand. I also know the level, and for you,
Hmm.
I truly hold a deep appreciation for your videos, ma'am. The way you talk, it seems effortlessly. Like you always speak effortlessly. I want to imitate the same thing, but the problem is that whenever I try new words, whenever I try new idioms, there it is shown that I'm making a lot of efforts. So this was the reason I wanted to make it natural. That's why I did not use. Otherwise, it's my want to use new vocabulary, new words. I love doing that.
I'll tell you what happens. Initially, when I started learning idioms, I started learning idioms for the IELTS test. Before that, I did not know what idioms are. When I started giving IELTS, that's when I learned it. Initially, when I was using it, it seemed a little forced because I was
Yes,
deliberately pushing these into my
yes, right.
sentence. But what happens after a while, it comes effortlessly. So in your EnglishYaari sessions, even though you might feel like okay, it seems a little forced, it's totally fine. Give yourself a few weeks. Slowly you will start sounding more natural. You already sound like a natural speaker. Just go that extra mile and start using advanced words and idioms. It'll come to you effortlessly. Just take one step first and everything else will fall into place. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. And every time you have great spoken English skills, also focus on your presentation. Okay. Whenever you're meeting your students or your uh, speaker partners on English Yari. So you can greet them, hey, good afternoon, with that burst of energy, that smile, that
Right.
energy, body language. You don't have to sit stiff. You can move your hands, be comfortable,
Yes,
be
right, right.
yourself.
Yes,
So try to
sure, ma'am.
do this. So your spoken English skills are already good. Work on your presentation skills, and I promise you, you will be a completely different person by the time your session's complete. All right.
Yes, yes, I, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Great. All right. So say it with a smile. It's okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, whenever I start any
Yes.
conversation, I have one thing in mind that okay, this session is going to be on YouTube. I don't want to leave a bad impression on my audience. This is the reason I've become so much conscious. Okay, what I'm saying, I should not
No,
make
not
mistakes.
at all.
This is the problem.
Not at
Otherwise, when ma'am, when I'm at my institute, There
Hmm.
I always carry a smile on my face, and the way I teach, that is entirely different from others. I crack jokes and I try not
Please
to make
do
my
it.
class
Even
mundane. Yes.
yeah, even the audience on YouTube also loves an interactive teacher. You
Yes,
look at
right.
all the popular, the biggest teachers on YouTube, you will see that they bring their sense of humor, their joy, and their happiness with them in the class. So, if you are the kind of person who cracks jokes and makes students laugh and has a lively atmosphere in your offline sessions, try to inculcate the same in your online classes. I trust me, your YouTube audience will also fall in love with you. So don't feel conscious. Okay.
All right, all right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So it has been a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Sunil. You were wonderful. Your spoken English skills are great. Don't hold yourself back. Showcase your talent, showcase your humor, showcase the kind of person that you are, and you will bloom into a wonderful speaker. Okay. So all the
Thank you.
best.
Yes, thank you so much for your kind words. Yes, I would certainly work on that. Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks a lot. So take care. Bye bye.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Bye.